said so long, carry on, 'cause the devil wants to take me for a ride.
Welcome back. How's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Get Your Act Together with Mike Bain. I am talking to you from a cabin in the woods of Maine. I am deep up here. If you hear any background sounds, that's because I'm really in a cabin right now, a non-winterized, just wooden cabin in the woods on the shores of Lake Sebago, Maine. I came up here for some shows, and now I am staying with a friend in her family's small cabin. It's very quaint. It's very rustic, but I can hear the cicadas through the walls. If you flush the toilet, the house rattles, and the fridge sounds like a landing 747. But it's beautiful, man. It is beautiful, and I'm happy to be here. Maine is, God, they're just nice up here. I know they talk shit as soon as the vacationers leave, as they should. People come up to Maine for vacation, douchebags. I get it. You hate the massholes and the flatlanders. And Maine is worse off than any other part of New England because they get people from everywhere. They get people from Louisiana and Florida and all manner of goofy places. I went to a donut shop today, walked to a donut shop up the road, and they didn't have normally. So in Boston, those of you who aren't familiar with the city, we drink iced coffee every time of the year. It does not matter if it's below zero. Someone in Boston will always have iced coffee, especially if they also have an opioid addiction. I mean, how do you stay awake when you're nodding out, baby? And when you go into a place, they usually have large, and a large is very large. For instance, Dunkin' Donuts, you can get a large with 1 or 2 turbo shots of espresso, right? Full coffee with some espresso in there. There's a place near where I grew up called Pierre's Deli where they have small, medium, large, and then a thing called a bucket where you get a bucket of iced coffee. All right, there's another one called Doughboy Donuts, which feels like a physical fucking bucket if you get a large. And I come up here to Maine, and the largest thing that they had was a small. So I had to, like a scrub, I did one of those things that I used to do in 7-Eleven all the time, where I would fill up my coffee, and then, like, as the store clerk was turned around, I would chug it down real quick. Well, take one of those monster sips where I drink half the cup and then fill it up again. But this was a tiny place, and I kind of felt like a dirtball. So I only did it a little bit. People walk in. It's run by 2 older women. This guy is makes sure. I go, dude, I don't know what I want. He's like, no, go ahead of me. Please go ahead of me. I'm going to get 4 dozen donuts. And I'm like, God damn you, fat fuck. And he lets me go, and then the guy before me pays. And the woman goes, you gave me an extra $1. Honest woman. You don't see that shit in the city. You gave me an extra $1. And you know what he does? He says, you keep it. And she goes, no, it's too much. Take it. Oh, man. It's such a skull fuck. The donuts were fucking awful, though. They were just, oh, my God. How hard is it to make a good donut, man? Like, you're a little fucking donut shop, and your donuts are worse than Dunkin' Donuts, and those taste like Saudi Arabian asshole. Just unwashed, fucking musky. You ever bite into a donut and there's just no flavor? You can just taste whatever the cheap shit they used to raise that motherfucker up. I was, after being so happy, after walking into this place and everyone is just slow and taking their time and they're nice and kind to one another, this degenerate fucking donut shit happens. Anyway, Maine's great. Everyone's friendly. Also, best part, the donut shop shares a house with a mechanic shop. All right, so people would walk in for the donuts and be like, "Oh, where do I take my truck?" It's a great little gig because mechanics are usually fat and dudes who need their pickup trucks also tend to be fat. So 2 for 1 stone. But I'm up here. I'm in Maine. I'm just coming off a bachelor party, which is why this is released a little late. The bachelor party finally ended. I plan on recording this weekend, and it was fun, man. I've realized how difficult it is for me to hang out with 14 motherfuckers who are drinking at once, no matter how much I love them. Because what always happens is I make an attempt to enter another. Here's the thing. You can't hang out with a group of people dead sober when everyone else is in an altered mental state. Early on, when they're just rocking a buzz, it's fine. But past midnight, when dudes are getting sloshed, it's just not possible. It's not possible. And what happens is I got to go to bed early, and also I will I'll do some other drug. Smoke some weed, do some Molly. Last night I did some acid. And these are stuff I save for these rare occasions, but it's not the same, dude. It's not the same. People are on different wavelengths. I waited till last night to do some LSD, and that was fantastic. I swear, dude, I think I'm switching over from mushrooms to LSD as a better hallucinogen. Body high's better. You don't get quite as in your own head. Either way, it's fun. It's fun, man. I have those quick realizations. Alcohol really makes you dumber. I'm gonna be real, dude. It makes you dumber. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It shuts down your fucking frontal cortex and just allows your lizard brain to be there. It's not nearly as good as the other stuff. And it's legal. Why does the government let you do alcohol, huh? And held off on all those other drugs? Because if you dropped acid or did mushrooms every weekend, you would stop going to work on Monday. You do mushrooms, acid, and you would just go, dude, I hate my fucking job, and then you do something about it. Whereas alcohol, you go, I hate my job and I hate my wife. Yeah, what are you gonna do, kid? Fuck it. Oh, it was nice in this fancy part of New Hampshire called Wolfboro, where Mitt Romney has a house. While I was there, I saw a woman with her kid on a leash. It was really interesting because she had 2 kids, but she only leashed one of them. And the kid, he was like grabbing his sister, and then at one point he made like a sound. The kid was, how do I phrase this? He was slow, potentially mentally retarded to some degree. Maybe he was just very autistic. I don't know. But I found it very interesting that she had clearly leashed the kid. And I was like, you know what? That's not a bad thing. I know we want to be like, oh, fuck that lady, but no, because if you have a kid and he's a fuck up, what are your options? Number 1, you beat him. Number 2, you leash him. What else are you going to do? Just let him run around and bite people? Huh? You don't let him around and just sniff crotches and bite ankles? What else do you do in that situation, huh? Woman is she's a maverick, is what she is. A maverick. Anyway, OnlyFans is back, baby. We're fucking back. We're back. We're showing titties. We're showing box. We're showing fucking dick holes. What? What is it? What are you doing out there? Nothing. What's wrong? What's wrong with me talking about dick holes?
I wish that I could say it like you. That's all.
Say what? Dick holes? Oh, I can say cunt. I like that one. Wow, why can't you say cunt on your podcast? Because it's corporate?
Yes.
Well, that's what happens when you sell your soul to the man. You get to pay your bills, but you don't get to say cunt to a bunch of random listeners. That's yeah.
I'll say cunt on your podcast.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna get in trouble on your podcast. Can you say well, you got to say fuck Cuomo on your podcast.
I did.
Yeah. Did you say you would make your own OnlyFans? No.
No.
Can you talk politics on yours? Yeah, but you talk like weed politics. Do you have a like Biden's a sleepy old donk, or Donald Trump likes to get Russian hooker piss in his mouth?
We don't usually say, like, we wouldn't say it quite like that. We would just say, like, oh,
Yeah.
say it in a little bit more.
Why don't you guys should just say just like he likes his apple juice. Trump drinks a large glass of apple juice. There's this that I have to cut that out. You know that, right?
Yes, that's why I came in and said it, because I know you're cutting this out.
I prefer. I did not. I wasn't going to cut out any of that. I'm just cutting out that part. To women in general.
Oh, because you think all the women want to come on your podcast?
No, I just don't want. I don't like that. It's not a positive ideology. I want bitches to think that women have opportunities in this world. Yeah. Despite the fact that they don't. Ha ha! I'm just kidding. You know that I'm a feminist.
You are not.
I'm a male feminist. What are
No,
you talking
you're
about?
not.
I support women's rights.
Women's right to stay at home and take care of the fucking family.
Goddamn right.
Yeah.
Ha ha! Ain't that the right thing to do, huh? That's a right. Oh man, how great was it to watch the Taliban painted over those women's faces, huh? Yeah, here's one for the boys. Let's hear it for the boys. Let's give the boys a chance. What?
The little boys, the pedophile boys.
What
Isn't that
the Taliban do fuck little boys? Well, Afghanis in general fuck boys.
You're looking at me like I should just be like, yeah, no big deal.
It's part of their culture. I don't like it. You think I'm a fan of it? As long as they keep it in Afghanistan, don't do it here. Hey, do you know how many soldiers complained about having to protect warlords who fuck kids when they were in Afghanistan? That's what we were doing. What do you think we're in these countries to help people because we want to give women rights in Afghanistan? No, the country's filled with fucking lithium and opium, poppy plants.
Well, can't we get rights for women and young boys?
No, no. Here's the thing.
Access to the lithium and the opium.
If we start going to countries and saying you need to treat women better, what happens when we fall and they come to our country and they say you need to treat women like fucking shit? You know? What we need is a happy medium. All right? Don't put ladies on pedestals and don't kick them down either. Treat them like women. In a positive light, an appreciative light. Yin and yang. Women have their place in society too. It's just beneath us men. I'm kidding. What?
Nothing.
What? But I'm not going to stop saying misogynistic things. It's too much fun.
You shouldn't stop saying it. What makes you so you?
So adorable. I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be me if I came out and I was just like, yeah, equality and equity.
You could actually make change by making people that are like you think that way.
No, I don't want them to think that way. You know that I actually respect women.
I know you actually do.
I do respect women. I just don't think they should act like men. I think they should act like women. I don't think that a woman's role is beneath that of a man. I just think that, part of our role is kind of the leader. We're the front of the train. And you're the caboose. And I love a nice caboose. Caboose is just as important as the front of the train. I mean, the front of the train is the locomotive and he does pull the whole train, but, you know, what's the point if I don't have something to pull? Huh? That no one gets excited when they see just a locomotive. That's just the front of the train. There you go. There's an engine. You need the engine to run the thing, but I didn't bring anything with me. That's a failed train.
So we're just carry on caboose? That's all the value that we provide?
Well, let's say that I'm a locomotive and I'm pulling a train and I'm filled with precious metals, right? Mm-hmm. All right.
The women aren't even the precious metals?
No, well, you're carrying the precious metals. Okay. So kind of, right? I'm kind of on the spot, so I'm looking for a better metaphor.
I kind of like the train metaphor.
I think the train metaphor is fantastic. All right? All right, we both need to make up the train.
I'd be the leader.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You know you don't. You know you don't. That's why it's so much fun when someone goes, "What do you want to eat?" I'll decide. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. She said yes. She didn't whisper it. She did just whisper it. All right, can I get back to work? Fucking typical women. Anyway. That's my friend who's let me stay at her family's place. Maybe I'll have women on the podcast more. You know what? Or just people in general. What? I've had several lady guests, you know? I'm not. This isn't the Mike Bain Women Haters podcast. That's a different podcast. I do that one on another channel. That's not the same. That's not the same podcast. That's a podcast where I rant about immigrants. That's what that Afghan refugees, not on my watch. Oh, man. Anyway, OnlyFans, huh? They're back, baby. Women are making a buck. Good. You know what? I know I said a lot of shit, but I support women on OnlyFans. I really do. I think it's good. Well, I don't know. There's an aspect of societal degeneracy that does bother me revolving around it, but good for you ladies. You know, I'm against humans working pathetic menial jobs that make you a fucking wage slave. And if anything can get you out of that, power to you. Most of those jobs could just be automated anyway. Everyone's always complaining, oh, if you want more money, we're just going to automate the jobs. Well, fucking automate the jobs, dude. Huh? Why don't we just automate those McDonald's jobs? Huh? Why don't I come into McDonald's and I have a robot, right? And here's the thing. When someone pays to go to a fast food store, what they're paying for, in essence, is some quick food that's supposed to be cheap, but isn't that cheap. But some quick food and the opportunity to treat someone like shit. All right? Now, when you get a stripper, part of the stripping process is the hope that you can kind of degrade them. But in reality, men get mad at OnlyFans girls and they get mad at strippers and they try and degrade them. But in actuality, they're also degrading themselves. It is a weird double degradation because the man hates the stripper and hates the OnlyFans girl because he doesn't like that she gets to charge him for what he's doing. All right, he doesn't like that he just can't have it. He doesn't like that he's not guaranteed the puss. Okay, so what he wants is to just walk right on in and be like, hey, baby, let me grab that pussy. Doesn't like that he can't do that. Doesn't like that he has to put in fucking work to get the pussy. All right, doesn't like that she can charge him and she can set the rate. All right, bothers him quite a bit. So, you know, he treats women like strippers and that. So he throws his money at her and, dirty fucking whore, dirty OnlyFans bitch. But he's spending his money from his job. You might be a construction worker. You make good money. You come in, you throw around your money, and you're like, give me a lap dance, you stupid bitch. Can you believe this broad doing this, for dancing for this money, you know, fucking putting a double-ended dildo in there while we laugh and point fingers at her and throw money on her. But that chick just made, you know, potentially thousands of dollars in, depending on what it is. If they do private stuff, they come to your house, not even a strip club or an OnlyFans girl, that woman's making loot. That woman is making, if not the same amount of money as you, but more. And that really bothers them. It is what Americans do with sex that other sex workers in other countries don't do, is there is a mutual degradation factor where the guy hates the woman and the woman also resents the man. And in an attempt for one to degrade each other, they both engage in the same degradation. So you can call her a whore for showing her titties. You're a bum-ass bitch who's spending a bunch of money to see it. All right? Just be okay with it. Just be okay that she gets to show titties and blast herself with a dildo and you get to watch. All right? Just be okay with it. And pay the fucking money if you want to see it. And if you don't want to see it, don't fucking pay the money. Because I saw a lot of dudes getting amped up. You get fucked sluts. You're going to work at Subway. Who cares? Dude, why? Think about it. Why should you be proud? Because I worked a square job and you didn't. Like, I kind of get that. I get where that's coming from as a woman. If you do view it as degrading or you view it as a way that doesn't garner respect for yourself, all power to you. But how do you get up? You aren't going to be able to buy a house working at Subway. You can't pay for college working at Subway. You can't achieve a higher socioeconomic level by working a minimum wage slave fucking job. You can't do it. So why not do that shit? Why not do that shit and get a leg up and invest that money and be wise and pay for schooling or trade school, whatever the fuck you got to do. If you can, fucking do it. OnlyFans, you bitch-ass motherfuckers. Everyone's saying it's the banks because they don't want to deal with sex money. Fuck you. The banks take money from warlords. Banks don't give a rat's ass. Banks have no morals. What? What are you looking at me for? Yeah, but you guys are drug dealers, okay? You guys, she works in a weed company. Yeah, I know it's in weed, but that's because of the federal level. It's not a moral thing. Yeah, but these girls aren't working as prostitutes. They're just sex workers. They're just showing boobies and nipples. There's a big difference between a woman sucking a cock for money and a woman just... Well, wait a minute. You know what? There isn't. I guess if I videotape a woman sucking cock and call it porn, it is prostitution. I'm pro-prostitution. I'm pro-weed and drugs and all that shit. I'm saying they do, but they're just afraid of the feds. So the problem is the fucking federal government. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we need. Another January 6th. That's what she said. She said it, not me. She said it, not me. But as long as January 6th is fine, as long as they just hang everybody, okay? We're not going to make anything better if you just go in there and imprison the Democrats or the Republicans. They all got to go. They're all the same. Anyway, what was I saying? Most of the reasons you go to a fast food place is just to degrade the workers. The guy who works at Best Buy or some other garbage job, you like going into McDonald's for the same reason you like watching daytime TV like Jerry Springer. Because in America, we have built a caste system. We lie and we pretend that America, all men are created equal. And that was bullshit from the day it was written. America pretends like they don't like the idea of a monarchy, of a caste system and an elitism, but they do. We do. We fantasize about the thing we ban, just like someone who grew up in an environment where, if you look at a culture, and the more socially restrictive it is, the kinkier its porn is. And the more porn will revolve around the shit you're not supposed to do. For instance, Germany. Everyone is very studious and docile, and they don't have exuberant personalities. Same thing with Japan. So when you watch their porn, it's always buckets of cum and dudes farting and shitting on girls. It's gross. It's terrible. That's why they gotta get out of that. They're so pent up. They do it in the worst way. Whereas Americans are just like, like, I don't know, the more progressive a woman is that I meet, the more likely she wants me to dominate her. It's always the shit you don't want. Like the gay Republican who sucks a pickle, Everyone likes what they don't want sometimes, it seems. And Americans go, we don't want monarchy and elitism. And then the Kennedys come along. We go, oh my God, they're like American royalty. And we go, that's not what we're supposed to want. We obsess over celebrity royalty. And we go, we don't want a caste system, but then we make fast food workers and we get mad at them when we don't get an extra barbecue sauce. And so we throw a McDouble off their face. and we sit around and go, burger flippers don't deserve $15. They deserve nothing but a bucket to piss in. Oh, man. Anyway, good for OnlyFans. You distracted me. Where was I? Anyway, talking about celebrity worship. China is fucking China. Dude, sometimes I love China. I'm going to be real with you. I don't care. Sometimes I fucking love China. Oh, man. So China has basically come out and restricted video games for kids. They have said that video games are opium for the mind, which I kind of agree with. I think that video games are addictive and they're an escape. And I think that escapes in general, whether it be opioids, liquor, porn, arguing on Twitter or Reddit, or 4chan, or what's the other one? I don't know, just dicking off online in general, playing countless hours of video games are all designed to kind of just make you avoid the world around you and not want to fix it or your life. All right? It's another form of addiction in a way. It is. Have you ever met someone addicted to video? Have you ever met a fat fuck? Like, you ever met one of these kids? I see it a lot. I know a lot of kids who just sit inside and watch. I know a lot of people with kids who are like, dude, my 19-year-old literally pisses in jugs. He won't go piss in the bathroom because even though it's 2 feet from his bedroom, because he plays video games for 18 hours a day. And now he's 300 pounds. It's a very common thing with boys. Extremely common. Apparently it's common with girls too, but very common with boys. And China has said video games are opium for the mind. So Monday through Thursday, under 18-year-olds can play no online video games. And on the weekends, 1 hour a day of online video games. But I don't know what the rules are for non-online games, right? Can you just play Skyrim for 12 hours on a Tuesday? Because that can be addictive too. I don't know. Anyway, fuck, man. It's going in the right direction, China. We kind of need the... I can't wait for China to just implement forced calisthenics like in 1984 in Nazi Germany. Because honestly, it's a good fucking idea. All right, we need it here in America. just force people to work out. Just walk, man. Just force someone to walk. And the reason China is also trying to end an unhealthy culture of celebrity worship. So if you go on Chinese social media, you cannot rank celebrities by your favorite. You can't say these are the top 10 musicians, these are the top 10 Twitch streamers, any of that shit. You can't. You can only rank them by their songs or their movies. You can't rank them, which is, dude, amazing. This is amazing. China is kicking the shit out of Chinese Hollywood. This is unbelievable. And their reasoning for doing both of these things is that China has said they are inundated with toxic culture. Okay, China has said, let me hold these exact words because I can't say the Chinese word. So Chinese authorities have also taken aim at the influence of male celebrities who embrace a gender-neutral style, saying they encourage young Chinese men to be insufficiently manly. All right. Last week, state-owned newspaper Guangming Daily published a commentary denouncing what it called the spread of Nyang Po or Sissy Pants pop culture. Oh, man. Saying that they want to better influence a critical period for the formation of adolescents' values. Oh, man. This inundated toxic culture saps boys of masculinity, saying that their students have become too feminine. Dude, China is so fucking based, it's out of control. How did this happen? Because everyone's saying it's communism that's making us soft and feminine and weak, but maybe it's the other way around, dude. Here you have, like, I know the communists that are doing Antifa shit are all super gender fucked, but here you have China, which identifies as a communist country, though it does free market capitalist bullshit on the side, being super based. China is going out of its way to masculinize their boys. China is doing everything they can to say, be a fucking man. We are going to become the Ubermen. All right? And meanwhile, Western civilization is turning their boys into full-fledged sissies. Just fucking... just tuck your dick between your legs and turn your hair purple. Like our military ads are girls bragging about their non-binary parents and how they got into the Navy. I go, dude, China is going to be sending dudes with fucking testosterone injections, just swole as fuck, just coming over the mountains, just climbing trees, swinging from them like Bigfoot, just barreling down in our cities. And we're just going to have a line of genderqueer, purple-head, sissy pants boys just trying to hold their rifles, they're making a bayonet wall, and they're just gonna, just like King Kong, they're gonna fucking manhandle us and just beat the fuck out of us. And then they're gonna fuck all our women. China is gonna fucking mollywop us. Dude, in what world is America gonna win by demasculinizing our men while China is out masculinizing us in every way? America is supposed to be fucking democracy, capitalism, but in reality, democracy and capitalism have led us to become way less manly, and China went all fucking communist and got manly. Dude, what is going on? What is happening in this world? Dude, what is happening to us? China is just mopping the floor with us, dude. They're sending their kids to boot camp to become more manly. China banned after-school tutoring, they said, because it gives an unfair advantage to rich kids. Maybe there's some truth to that. I think there is. I also think they don't like people learning outside of state-sponsored school, right? Because the Chinese are like, hey, don't be learning shit from those people. You learn when you're in school and we teach you, you bitch. Oh, dude. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I hate to be the guy who explains history to everyone, but at no point in human history did two armies meet and the less masculine army win, okay? And I know what you guys are thinking. Hey, didn't the Greeks fuck each other? They did. They fucking loved boy pussy. Oh my God. Dude, Spartans loved a shield wall. All right, they loved a nice Greek phalanx, and they loved some fucking catamite boy ass. That's what they loved. They loved it more than you can imagine. But here's the thing. They didn't send the guys who were getting fucked out there. Well, not usually. Sometimes, maybe. I don't know. I gotta look into that. But they didn't send the boy prostitute catamites out there, okay? They kept them in the brothels. They were like, hey, do you like holding down the weak boys and giving them a hump? And they were like, yeah. And they were like, all right, now come out here and spear some other dudes, all right? They got the hyper-masculine dudes, the guys that were like, look, I get so much testosterone, I need to fuck a woman. And then like, there's no women. They're like, well, I'll take the most woman-looking thing here, but someone's getting fucked, guy. Oh, dude. I remember looking at estimates that China was going to eclipse the U.S. economically and socially by 2050, and then I've read that it's going to be by 2025. Oh, dude. The Chinese are going to completely dominate the world, and we are going to get bitch slapped. Because the Chinese don't believe in woke culture. They can't even comprehend it. They can't comprehend. The Chinese, and they know that it makes us weak, and they use it against us. Because here in America, we're just like, oh my God. Dude, did you know that the guy on Jeopardy made some jokes about people on a podcast 5 years ago? That Jeopardy host and producer, he's done. We're done with him. Meanwhile, in China, they're just like, yeah, so what? We stuck the Uyghurs in death camps. What are you going to fucking do? They just don't fucking care. China's just like, yeah, we got concentration camps for Muslims. So what? Yeah, what are you going to do? Huh? Fuck you. Dude, they're going to wreck us. They're even smarter in how they do imperialism. Because Western imperialism is we go in, we put boots in the ground, and we try and culturally change another country. We try and tell Afghanistan that they need feminism. We try and tell Saudi Arabia that they don't have enough non-binary people in their government. And they reject it. China never does that. China just says, hey, we want your uranium and lithium. Let's buy it. We'll find a way to buy it. Okay? They never at any point say, we want you to embrace Chinese culture. We want to force our bullshit on you. They don't have a missionary ideology. Whenever the West committed imperialism, whether it was Christian imperialism of the 16, 17, 1800s, or modern woke imperialism, which is basically, we're going to come in here and tell you that you're morally wrong, and the West is such assholes. We went around the world telling everyone not to be gay, and then a few hundred years later, we're like, you guys aren't gay enough. We're the worst. We're the worst. And then people reject our bullshit, and what do? The American European model is to go into a country, destabilize it, knock out their leaders, create a massive destabilization, and then millions of refugees from a horrific civil war that we created then flood into Canada, America, Europe, and Australia. And then we destabilize our own countries. It is the most self-destructive method ever. We did it in Syria. We did it in Libya. We did it in Iraq. We have done it in Yemen. We've done it in East Africa. We've done it in Afghanistan. And I'm wondering what the new place is going to be, but we'll find one. Anyway, Afghanistan, I really loved that we left behind all that equipment. And then everyone was like, dude, they're not going to be able to drive it. It's not a big deal. They can't drive it, okay? They can't pilot those helicopters. And then 2 days ago, a video came out, and it looks like a guy's being hung from a helicopter. He's not. He's actually being... And then Snopes and everything. It's the thing with the fact checkers is they go, yeah, it's fine. He wasn't being hung. He was... they were just putting him on a rope at the Afghanis so he could hang a Taliban flag from a building. As if that's still a problem, dude. That's the problem with fact-checking and Snopes, is when something comes out that they don't like, that shows, a government in a bad light or corporations in a bad light, they find a part of that that's untrue and then act like everything is untrue. And that's not how that worked. Okay? That's not how it works. Okay? Fucking. Which is, everyone said they're not going to be able to pilot the helicopters. 2 days later, they're flying the fucking helicopters. Okay, they just had a military parade in Kabul with all our fucking equipment. You know what that's like? That's like if you were fucking a girl and then she was cheating on you the whole time, right? And you leave some shit over her house. And now there's an Instagram video of her new guy playing your PlayStation. And you're like, you motherfucker. You fucking dick. You fucking... That's my fucking... Like, he's fucking your wife, your girlfriend, and he's playing your save file on Red Dead Redemption 2. That's what Afghanistan's doing right now. He's spending all your GTA 5 money on outfits. That's what he's doing. You're like, dude, I worked so hard for that money, and he's just buying characters' outfits, not even buying new cars and tanks, you piece of shit. Oh, man. Oh, they're decimating us. Oh, dude, it's funny to see. I'm going to be real with you, even as an American. It's funny to see, because here's the thing. We think we're so technologically advanced. America, due to globalism, that thing that used to exist, where the Western powers were centuries ahead of their colonial people that they conquered. That gap that used to exist when European armies showed up in the jungles of Central Africa or Southeast Asia, or to tribal peoples in the Amazon. Those don't exist anymore, guys. There are small leaps and bounds here or there where some people have better technology, but here's what you forget. America's biggest export are our weapons. We sell weapons to people who then use them against us. We sell weapons. That's our main problem for creating wars in civil wars in the world, is to then sell weapons to... We created ISIS and we sold them weapons. We sell weapons to the Saudis. We sold weapons to the Afghanistan government. We sell weapons to Pakistan and India, to European countries. We sell weapons to African countries. We give them away to fucking Egypt. We sell them and give them to Israel. Okay, we've given them to everybody. And you know what comes with those weapons? Instructions on how to use them. So all Afghanistan has to do, and what they've already done is they brought in people from Kuwait, is just get some people from another country who know how to use American weapons and then just use them. Dude, it's 2021. I could go on YouTube tomorrow and find a video on how to drive an Abrams tank, okay? And I'm sure I could find one in Pashto, okay? Or Farsi. Everything I've ever needed to know is on YouTube. Right now, some Taliban motherfucker is in a cave watching a video on how to pilot a Black Hawk helicopter. And he's learning. Oh, man. Oh, dude. What a mess, Afghanistan. What a mess. It's hard to figure out which country is just in a bigger mess right now. God damn. Oh, man. You know, this is funny and fucked up. America gave a list of all the interpreters and people who worked with us to the Taliban. And they were like, hey, can you let these people out of the airport? And the Taliban, this is like an SNL skit if SNL was funny. And the Taliban just were like, I wish I could see the eyes of the people in the Taliban when we handed them a list of the Afghanis who worked with us and said, hey, please give these people fair passage. And they were like, are these stupid Yanks this fucking serious? We gave them a kill list and they've started killing the people. We gave them a list of everyone who was a fucking race traitor and worked with us, and now they're fucking killing them. It's just like, just when you think America can't fuck up anymore, we fuck up some more. That's such an American way of thinking too. Of just, there's a funny thing that happened. So when the Romans, later on, they were meeting with a barbarian tribe up in Rome. I believe it might have been, excuse me, not in Rome, in either Germania or Britannia. I want to say Germany. Meeting with some barbarians in the latter part of the empire. And, they had a meeting, and this was uncharacteristically stupid for the Romans, who have been backstabbing people before. But they had an agreement that they would meet their leaders and the tribal German leaders, or whatever barbarian tribe it was, and we're going to meet with you to have a talk. No weapons will be brought, all right? We're just going to talk. These sort of things happen. And so they met up to have their talk before the battle to try and ice things out. We won't have a battle. We'll just come to terms and figure something out. And so they show up for the meeting, and then the barbarians show up, and then they take out all these weapons, and they kill all the fucking Romans. And they were like, but they said they wouldn't bring swords. That's what America's playing right now with the Taliban, dude. Oh, man. Oh, dude. Anyway, speaking of fucked up countries, how about Australia? Dude, this is in some dark news. Australia is using their military to beat the fuck out of their citizens for going outside. Like Australia went full 1984 on their citizens, and they're just fucking them up, just unceremoniously fucking them up. And here's in a rural part of Australia, there was a shelter for dogs, right? And in Australia, you're not supposed to leave your house, especially in New South Wales, where Sydney is. And you're not supposed to leave your house. You can leave your house for like an hour a day. If you get vaccinated, now you get an extra hour to leave your house. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, man. Oh, dude. And anyway, so they went to this dog kennel or whatever for like, fucking for strays and stuff, and people come there and volunteer to work with the dogs and take care of them. And they didn't like that people were leaving their houses because of COVID. You can't leave your house, even if you're alone in your car driving, dozens of miles to go help fucking dogs. And so what they did is they shot all 15 fucking dogs, right? They just fucking shot them all. Like in that show Chernobyl, when the Russians killed the infected dogs, irradiated dogs. There were 15 dogs, 10 of whom were puppies, several of which were newborn baby puppies with their mother, and they shot them all so that no one would come and volunteer with the fucking... Dude, Australia is reaching a level of absurdity. Oh man, it's like every day is a sketch comedy show written by some people with some insanely dark humor. Like, imagine, like, that's what you think and a lot of people have this incorrect idea of Australians being a very rugged race of people, and to a degree they are, but the Australians have always kind of flirted with fascistic authoritarian ideas. In Australia, you can't play certain video games. For instance, GTA has been banned in Australia for a long time. The Australians don't want you killing cops in your video games. They don't want dangerous ideas in video games. They've banned so many video games in Australia. They'll often ban certain movies. That's how Australia just does things. They've always been very controlling. That's why they were so ready to give up their guns in Australia. Australia plays a lot of bullshit. I think it's largely because the Australians, unlike the Americans, never fought for their freedom. That's why we are the way we are. We had a fight for it. Certain countries fought for freedom against their colonial masters. The Australians waited till it was given to them. Unlike any of the other British colonies, I mean, the Canadians had a little bit of a fight, but they did the same thing. The Australians and the Canadians waited till it was given to them. And the Australians had the British government, and through the use of the Crown as their monarchy of Australia, interfering in like a prime minister crisis in which the Queen basically used her authority to get rid of a prime minister they didn't like on behalf of their government in the 70s, because he was he basically called out the fact that there were CIA agents operating in Australia, and this was around 78, 79, and they were doing a bunch of bullshit, and the U.S. government was like, stop fucking us, or else you're going to have problems, and we use the Brits to do what we fucking wanted to do. And they never fought for their freedom. So they don't have it. They don't have that fucking independent streak that we do. So that's why they're willing to be far more subservient than we are, and in a lot of ways. What's up? Oh. Well, that's right. I'm just sitting on Australians. Explaining why they like authoritarianism. It's mostly because they're prisoners. They started off as a penal colony, and so their entire existence has been doing what they're told. And it's like after World War II, there was a German POW camp that was taken over by the Allies, and the Germans had already fled. The prison guards already fled, and the Allies went, "Why haven't you left the prison camp?" And the prisoners said, "Because we weren't told to by the prison guards." That's how easy it is to get people just to do what they're told in the span of only a couple of years. And the Aussies have been doing what they're told for a long time. So it explains a lot. Anyway, on to questions. Question number 1, how big is your butthole? That question was from Al. Al said, I don't have to do that anonymously. My butthole is just average. I don't really have a way of... No, I'm not going to have you measure my butthole. We need a tape measure, and that might hurt. No, I would have to match my butthole up to another butthole. No, there's no appropriate way to measure a butthole, and I'm not measuring my butthole. Okay, it's a normal sized butthole, no bigger, no larger.
Recording?
Yeah, what do you think I'm doing? I'm not measuring my butthole for the podcast, okay? My butthole...
But you know that you can put a fucking quarter in your...
In my foreskin?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
So you're not willing to measure your butthole, but you are willing to measure your foreskin.
I'm willing to put things in my foreskin, not my butthole, okay? My butthole is inside of me. You gotta remember, what if there's some gross stuff on that quarter? My foreskin isn't inside of me. Also, when I was a kid, my brother, my cousin, and I would play a game where we could see how many coins we could fit in our foreskins.
That's why you know you can.
That's why I know. At that time, I couldn't fit a quarter in. I used to lose the game all the time. And
Wait,
when
the
I got
number of coins you could fit in?
Yeah, they used to put a bunch in there. They beat me so bad, it really created a problem in my psyche. They'd be flicking fucking quarters and dimes and pennies all over the place, and I struggled. I could barely fit a penny or a dime in mine. It was way more sensitive. This question turned into a lot of TMI, to be completely honest. I don't think anyone wanted to hear that.
I did.
We used to play the coin game, and I lost all the time. And I'm not doing it with my fucking butthole. All right, so my butthole is average. I'm leaving it at that. Next question. How is dating in Afghanistan with the what's the current female to male ratio in Afghanistan with men leaving, and how's the dating there? And I don't know. I'd have to go on Tinder in Afghanistan. I imagine it's fantastic. I imagine they're doing fantastic right now. Because this is kind of how a refugee crisis works, is that 80% of the fucking refugees are in actuality young fighting age men, because it's too dangerous for women and kids to leave. So most of the refugees who came from Syria and Africa are almost exclusively young fighting age single men. And that's what's been happening in Afghanistan. If you saw those videos of dudes hopping on planes, they're all fucking dudes. So I would say that, if you're a dude who sticks around and joins the Taliban, you're going to be fucking mopping up the puss, man. You're in charge, so you're going to get more women, and the female to male ratio is killing it right now. Maybe I should just go to countries where everyone is running away and just start slinging dick and macking bitches. With all the dudes leaving Somalia and these other East African countries and Libya and Syria and Iraq, there's definitely a surplus of women, dude. And China right now is a surplus of men. So Chinese dudes should go to Afghanistan and Syria and Africa and start macking. You know, these women are like, hey, if I can get one square meal a day, I will be your wife. And you can have like 10 wives. So it's a good question. Go. Hey guys, if you're failing with the ladies in America, try Afghanistan. There you go. Who's the worst person you've ever met? That's a tough one. No one rings a bell. I don't have anyone in my mind who's the worst person I've ever met. I've met my fair share of shitty people. I don't keep them on my mind. I don't allow garbage people to take up much space in my mind. So I'm definitely not doing that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I used to sell weed and potty drugs to this gay dude in Manhattan who told me that, he had HIV and would fuck people and not tell them. That's a pretty awful human being. He's a real piece of garbage. I know someone who fucked one of his friend's girlfriends while they were dating over the house that he was staying at, his friend's house. And then he went on to, what did he do, that piece of garbage? He got a girl pregnant and then told her that, fuck, this is awful. He told her, like, meet me at the abortion clinic and I'll go with you and pay for it. And then he goes to her at the abortion clinic. She waited for him and he never showed up. That guy is, and he robbed his friends. That guy's a real piece of shit. He's still not the worst person I've ever met. Most of the worst people I've ever met have been in business. They were like the CEO I worked for, who scammed his employees out of money and then would make them shave their heads like a scumbag. CEO of a telecom company in Quincy, right next to North Quincy Stop, named after a piece of rock that New Hampshire and Quincy are known for. Look up his name. He's a piece of garbage. Who else? Yeah, people in entertainment. People I met in the entertainment industry are probably the biggest scumbags by and far. They're frauds, they're backstabbers, they will fuck you over in any way as often as they can. And you know what? I'm thinking of a person right now who I'm not going to name from the entertainment industry. And you meet these people sometime who is someone who's successful, and what they do is they will say that they help you and things like that, and they fuck you over. I'm not going to say who that is. But there are people you meet along the way who are complete bipolar frauds. Women in entertainment are the worst, because a woman who makes it... No, I know some good ones, but there are a lot of them who make it big time. Here's the deal. They're bipolar, okay, and they like being mean. Like Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer and Ellen enjoy being cruel to people just to watch them squirm. So I don't have a single person who's the worst person I've ever met. I don't, because unfortunately all people are good and bad in mixes. I've never met anyone who is 100% evil. So I don't fucking know. I don't know. And I wish I had someone for you. All right. Question. Who lies more in dating apps, men or women? They both lie. They both lie. Number one, they lie about why they're on there. Men are on there because they want pussy, and they lie about it. Men lie about pussy. Guys, if you're on a dating app, you don't have to be as like graphic. I will usually say, here's what I say on a dating app. I say, I'm looking for a woman who's interesting and intelligent to have fun with. Fun implying fucking. You know, so you gotta sugarcoat it even a little bit. But at the end of the day, be honest with them. If you because then I'll be like, hey, if something more comes out of it, I am more than down for that if I like you. But I gotta like fucking you first. And I'm very open about that. Do not, and I've played this game before, waste your time by saying, oh, well, you know, I don't really want this. I kind of just want to see, maybe I find the right person. You don't. You're a liar. You want sex. Women know that. Okay? It's better for her to rebuke you and just be honest. And then women lie about what they want. Women will say, I don't know why I'm on this app. Women are on dating apps for attention. Men need pussy, women need attention. That is the formula. They want attention. I've had girls message me, I just broke up with my guy. I don't know what I just want to get fucked. And even then, that's a lie. Because what they want is to just get attention. All right, some women straight up will be like, I want to get fucked, and they're honest. Some women do want to get fucked, and they lie about that too. So I guess women slightly lie more. Women slightly lie more because they lie about wanting attention, and some of them will lie about wanting to be fucked, whereas men just lie about wanting to be fucked. Don't give me that look. You know I'm right.
That is not even close to right.
Why is that not right?
Men lie all
About what?
the
Okay. You know what? That was right. Okay, you were right. Okay, so
Women don't lie more, they lie the same.
I don't think you lie in an excessive way more. I think you just have slightly more things you lie about. That's what I was saying. But you're right. I didn't think of it that way because I'm not on Tinder looking for dudes. Dudes do lie about... Guys lie about their height. They lie about their dick size. They lie about how long they can fuck. Apparently most dudes only fuck for 5 minutes. I didn't know that.
That's not true.
I don't know.
Wait, actual straight up intercourse, just 5 minutes?
Yeah. And the
Do you
average...
really want me to give my opinion on this?
How long do most guys last in your experience?
Actual intercoursing?
Yeah. Intercoursing. That's a nice one. Actual fucking smashing.
Maybe like 15 minutes if you're lucky, but guys with bigger dicks can fuck for a shorter period of time. Guys with smaller dicks can actually throw it to you a lot better.
Yeah, it's because they need way more blood.
Yeah.
Think of it like
a big dick is a dud. A big dick is a dud.
It's like an 18-wheeler. It needs more fuel to get that Big Mac moving. You know, how are you going to put that Big Mac truck right in that little garage if you don't put more fuel into it? So I guess they both lie. That's what I'll say. They both lie. Women lie about their stuff. They all lie about something. A lot of single moms lie about saying they're not looking for a guy to be a dad to their kids when they are. Some are honest about it. Some lie about it. So to answer that question, they all lie. Men and women lie to each other because men and women in Western society are dishonest. Because men aren't honest with themselves and women aren't honest with themselves. All right? Women want men to be leaders and dominant and take an alpha role, okay? And they say they don't and blah, 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 bullshit, feminist nonsense about women empowerment. That's not what they really want, all right? They want you to be strong. They want you to be alpha. They want you to be all that shit. They just want you to lead right. But what they don't want is it to mean that you can't communicate emotions and you beat on them or treat them like garbage. That's what they don't want. Okay, so don't fucking do that. And then men lie about the fact that they're insecure about their egos often and their pride, and they want to think that the woman they fucked has never fucked another dick. It's only this dick. This is the only dick she's had. We want to pretend like a girl didn't fuck other guys before us when she did. And we know it. We know that, hey guys, I'm going to let you know a secret. You know that thing your girl does for you? That nasty thing that turns you on. And you're like, she wouldn't do this for any other guy, just for me. She'll do it for another guy. You are not that special. You are not the singular king you fucking think you are. All right, she will lick your ass. If she licked your ass, she'll lick someone else's ass. If she cups your balls, she'll cup the balls of the guys before you. If she likes anal, she took it from a guy before you, and guess what? When you're long done and gone, she'll do it for the next guy. All right? Stop fucking treating your wives and your girls like they are princesses on a pedestal. All right? Stop. They don't fucking fully want that. Just treat them as women. Okay, they both lie. We all lie, and the lies comes from the fact that we lie to ourselves about our relationship dynamics. Fellas, all right, she is not a fucking... Very few of you got a full virgin. And anyway, I I don't know. I don't want a virgin. I don't want to fucking... Because in order to figure something out, you got to make mistakes. The way you get better at dating and relationships is you fail at the ones before. All right? That's how you get better at something. That's how you get better is you fail and you fuck up. So I needed to fuck up, and the women I've dated have had to fuck up shit before me. And when you have enough fuck ups, you're ready for the big leagues, dude. You know? If I meet a boxer and he tells me he's never once been punched in the face, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because at some point he's going to get punched in the fucking face, and he might fall apart when he does. So stop lying, you motherfuckers. Honesty is the best policy. Regardless of your gender, just be honest with the opposite gender. Fellas, if you want to fuck a woman, just tell her. Say, I want to fuck you. Say it. Say it to her fucking face. Okay? And I know it's harder to do. It's because we're weird about sex in America. I've talked with South American girls, and they just go, I want to fuck you. And I'm like, God damn, this is so nice. This is so nice. I talked to a Brazilian girl online before, and she goes, I want to fuck you. And I've been very much putting it out there. And I go, what made you say that? And she goes, because I knew you would, and I wanted to beat you to it. And I was like, oh, God, I'm going to fuck you for sure now. Do you know how much of a turn on it is when I see an honest woman? I will pass up titties and ass for an honest woman. Give me an honest girl with a flat ass, a hairy bush, and a damn near pancake booty, and I will take her over a dishonest girl with a fat ass and some double D tits. All right, any day of the week. And fellas, she will take a little dick dude who's honest and true than a big dick motherfucker who lies. So there you go. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace. With a hood, yeah.